Hi, I'm Max.
And I'm Skylar.
Recently, we decided to start watching Bob's Burgers to see what it was all about.
And it didn't take us long to become completely obsessed with the show.
But one of the things we love the most about the show is the brilliant end credit sequences.
Which is why we created this podcast.
Each week, we're going episode by episode to talk about the elaborate end credits.
We're excited to have you join us right here on Bob's Credits.
We'll make sure the Bob's Burgers end credits get the credit they're due.
All right!
Chip chipperoo, people who go crazy for peppermint oil.
Boy, we have an episode to talk about today. I was shaking my head through the whole freaking thing.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about that. Why you were shaking your head.
I've been targeted by the essential oil people.
Oh.
It's personal.
Okay.
This week is personal.
Wow, I can't wait to get into this. Before we get into it, we have a couple new Patreon subscribers, and we have to burger pun their names. First up, thank you so much, Danielle. Moving forward, you will be known as the Bran Yellow Pepper Burger.
Get your veggies in. Love it. Love
and
you.
your bran.
Okay, and your fiber.
Yeah, this is a wonderful burger for your nutrition.
I love it.
Joining you is Samantha Scatcherd. Moving forward, you will be known as the Hamantha Scatchard Burger.
Ooh, yum. I
so
love
if
chard.
you get a charred hamburger, and then you want to you're feeling a little bit.
I thought it was the veggie. Like Swiss chard.
Oh, that works too. I was thinking charred like charred.
Yum.
The burger's charred. Either way.
Either way, we are so happy to have y'all.
Yeah, we are so excited. Thank you for signing up to Patreon. If you are listening and you would like to have your name burger punt here on the show, even if you don't have to do that.
Or, more importantly, access to over 50 bonus episodes.
60 at this point. And they're going to keep coming. They're still coming. We're releasing them constantly.
Two a month.
And there's also all sorts of other bonuses over at Patreon. Patreon.com/BobsCredits. Or if you just want the bonus episodes and you're an Apple Podcast listener, you can just subscribe right there on Apple Podcasts. Look for it. Bonus episodes pop up. You just can go click, 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 and it'll sign up for you, and you're good to go. There's free trials on both of them. Why not try it out?
Yeah, pick one episode that interests you. Try it out. Anyhow, are you ready for Skylar Sides, the fun facts before the fun facts?
Dish it, girl. Oh, Biscuit just came flying into the room.
Yeah, he's like...
Right on the dish it, girl.
We should not be recording right now.
Yeah,
we should be playing.
It's playtime.
I have the stupidest fan theory for you.
Oh, I love a fan theory, but I love more than anything a stupid fan theory.
I only say stupid because it's my own.
Okay.
You might even say that it's shitty.
Okay. Wow. That
okay.
Is, yeah. If you posted about it on TikTok, would I say, do better? So we've been getting a lot of TikTok commenters hating on us.
Well, it's good because one of our videos took off on TikTok, but people give us a lot of notes over there. God bless y'all, but no thank you.
We see the positive ones too. God bless y'all.
God bless y'all. Okay, are you ready for this fun fact?
Yes. Biscuit's ready. Squeaking. You're squeaking.
Speaking of TikTok, I'm scrolling on TikTok and this guy says, have you ever had the urge to poop when you walk into a bookstore?
Oh, shitty fan theory. I get it now.
Apparently, it's a phenomenon that people experience when they walk into a bookstore that they have to poop. This has been studied by scientists, by doctors. Have you ever experienced this, Max?
I can't say I ever have. And I used to go to bookstores all the time.
Really? I miss going to bookstores. Okay.
I did too, but I used to it used to be like I had some free time. I like to go peruse the aisles, see what calls out to me and buy one. But I never had to poop. No. But I also I want to point out that I am very strict about public pooping. If I can avoid it, I will.
You're
and
Louise.
I typically do. Yes. Yeah. It has to be an absolute emergency situation for me to poop in public.
May I talk about the pool?
Yeah, I'm nervous about this.
Max went to go swimming because that's his exercise a lot of the time. And I got he had left and I got a text message and he said, honey, I'm coming home. Because he didn't want to use the public bathroom.
Yep.
Anyway, so there's this phenomenon. It is such a phenomenon that it has a name, and it is called the Medico Aoki phenomenon. So I'm listening to this TikTok, and there's lots of theories about why this could happen. Is it the excitement of just going into a bookstore? Is it, don't give your opinion, let me just say my fan
I didn't
theory.
say anything yet. I'm shaking my head, but they don't know that.
Is it that you crouch down to look at books and that's in a pooping position? Like, there's all these different theories, but what I took away from the TikTok is that it happens in other places too. Target, IKEA, and I really think it's this excitement factor. I have a theory about Linda's BMs in the PMs.
Okay. I was wondering when we were going to get to Bob's Burgers.
I think she gets so excited when she walks into that fancy hotel that she had to poop. Now, then her body, just like these other bookstore goers, got used to it. So it's like, oh, I'm in this exciting hotel. I go here at 3. So my theory about how the BMs and the PMs happened to Linda is the Mariko Aoki theory phenomenon.
Well, I'm going to spend the rest of the day after this just going down that rabbit hole because I'm so curious about it. But just like the excitement poops from going to a bookstore is interesting to me. I don't, like, are you that amped
it's
when
not
you go to a bookstore?
It's
I know, but like
could be correlated to like stress of school. You just go down the rabbit hole and then come back to me and let me know your thoughts.
Okay. We might have to do a follow-up on this excitement poop in the bookstore phenomenon at some point on the podcast. But for now, it's time to play a little Bob Pun or Max Pun.
Thank God. Wait, I do need to know, disappointed or pleasantly surprised by my stupid fan theory?
Oh, pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
Absolutely. And honestly, I could see it being a running joke that every time Linda gets excited about something, she has to poop.
Yes.
It's so funny. And it works for me. Are you ready for a little Bob Pun or Max Pun, Skylar?
I sure am.
We are doing Store Next Door this week. Are you ready for your first pun?
I am.
Don't you want tea, baby? Gourmet tea shop.
Max.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Orlando's Blooms. Flowers.
Bob's.
Max.
It is good too. I love flowers.
The Way We Gur. Dog trainers.
Dog trainers? Max.
Bob's.
Oh, you tried to trick me because you love dogs.
And your final pun is, I only have ties for you. Menswear.
Bob's.
Max. It started so strong.
I know.
And just lost it along the way. Should we ignore that and go straight into the episode?
We should.
Okay. Skylar, can we have the title and synopsis for Season 9, Episode 11, please?
The title is Lorenzo's Oil? No, Linda's. It's time for an oilvention. Linda's new friend Angie tries to rope her into her Essentials oil ring. But the kids in Gale, who has plenty experience being scammed, try to save Linda. Meanwhile, Teddy and Bob help Mr. Huggins with his new mattress.
This episode came out on January 6, 2019. It was written by John Schrader and directed by Chris Song. If that date sparked something in your ear, it is because it was 2 years before another January 6, which we will not talk about right now. But I will say that we have a YouTube video that's up. The one we were just talking about on TikTok that took off was about Jay Johnson, a.k.a. the ex-Jimmy Pesto's involvement in January 6th. So go watch that.
Actually, I will shout out that YouTube video. It's on our channel, Bob's Credits. We go into why Jay Johnson was fired, what's going on with his case right now, and more excitingly, who the new voice actor for Jimmy Pesto is. We go in a deep dive, lots of voice clips. We don't normally go deep into news on this podcast, so go check it out there.
It's fun because we put some clips of the two Jimmy Pesto voices side by side, so you can really compare, and then just some of Eric, who voices Jimmy Pesto now, his other work, which is so incredible, as well as he voices Big Bob, and there's a clip of that too. It's a fun
kind
video.
of fantastic knowledge to bring in to watching season 14 of Bob, so highly recommend checking that out. Also, I don't have an also. I'm just ready to get into this episode.
Okay, let's start with this title, because
Yes, I don't know it.
What is going on here? And if you weren't an adult in the 90s, you probably are not familiar with Lorenzo's Oil.
I'm not. It kind of slightly rings a bell, but enlighten me.
It was a 1992 movie starring Nick Nolte and Susan Sarandon. The synopsis was, Lorenzo Odone, a Virginia 5-year-old, develops a degenerative nerve disease so rare that nobody is working on a cure. So his parents decide to immerse themselves in research and tackle the problem themselves.
Fascinating.
Sounds a little bit more serious than this episode.
Yeah.
But that's the backstory of why it's called Lorenzo's Oil, no Linda's.
Yeah, it works really well. Thoughts on this episode overall?
I had a good time with this episode. I really did, especially with this watch.
I did too. Whenever I enter this episode, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this episode. And then by the end, I'm always like, wow, I love that so much more than I remember. There's a couple reasons why. One, I love a topic that they tackle at the end of this episode, which is pretty privilege. I did not expect it to go that way. This idea that Linda is always attracted to like the popular pretty women, and that actually this woman can sell oil because everybody wants to look like her and be like her and smell like her and use the same oils as her. I thought that was really fascinating, and it's a topic that isn't brought up a lot. How did you feel about that reveal?
I loved it. I thought it was hilarious, and I just love Linda's attraction to the popular people. It's so Linda. It's so Linda.
I also will say I had a light bulb go off on this episode. This is the first time where I feel like Gail is actually being helpful. And it was so new and fresh. And when she came on the screen, I was like, I've missed her. I love that she's actually helping the kids do something good. I'm like, this is Gail at her peak. I love it.
You're right. And I didn't realize that until you said it. This is a flipped around scenario. It's usually Gail who's in a scenario like this, and Linda's coming to the rescue. So it is nice to see, like, Gail says, like, I've been through this and I have learned my lesson to a point, because we learned that she's swayed while she's there. Yes, yeah. But still, she does not want Linda to get sucked into the mistake that she was once sucked into.
Yes, and she brings the knowledge that Linda has this popular girl susceptibility.
Yeah.
Pull to the popular people, and I love that Gail can call her out on that.
And I think we also learn, which we're going to get into, that there's not just also like the pretty privilege, there's also cute puppy privilege.
Ooh,
because that can sway you too.
Talk to me about it.
Because we know that the kids come in, they mean business until a puppy is delivered to Louise, who is all business until a puppy is put in her face. And let me just say, I can relate to that.
Everything she does with that puppy, what does she do with the scrunching of the face? She's like,
yeah. Smush face and like, yeah.
And Jean's like making a purse out of his flabby skin. It's so cute. Tina's got a puzzle storyline, which I love. Max and I became puzzle people at the end of last year. So Tina girl, once again.
Became puzzle people who don't complete a puzzle, and it's been sitting on our living room table.
I have to dust it like every day.
Yeah. We did all the parts that were the easiest, and now that all the colors look the same, we've struggled.
It's convenient that every time I'm like, should we do the puzzle? Max kind of ignores me.
I'm like, there's not enough light in here. We can't see the colors on the puzzle pieces.
My eyes are aging.
It's 11:30 a.m.
Yeah. I do love the kids' reason for like helping they're like, we got to get our mom out of this situation. They're like, we can't be any poorer than we are now. Like, we cannot wear burlap sacks. Like those are itchy, man. So I love that it's kind of like a selfish thing, but totally understandable. And then I also really, really love all the essential oil bits or the, I want to say triangle marketing.
Pyramid scheme.
Pyramid scheme.
Yeah, MLM.
Yes, like whether it's Mary Kay Beauty. Well, I don't know if Mary Kay, but like there's a lot of beauty products, or there's like Get Skinny shakes where in order to really be successful, you have to recruit all these people under you. And like, who hasn't had a girl from high school slide into your DMs trying to get you in on this scheme? So it was just laugh out loud. And props to John Schrader, because I was like, is this written by a woman? Between like the like, Angie, you're just pretty. That's why you sell so much, to like, I just felt like he had experienced what I'd experienced.
John Schrader writes Linda's storylines so well.
I didn't know that. Is that true?
Yeah. I think he does a really good job. I think he did Eat, Spray, Linda.
Oh my God. No wonder Harry, our patron, loves John episodes so much, because his favorite character is Linda.
Yeah, he did write Eat, Spray, Linda. He's really good with Linda episodes. Do you want to talk about some of the voices in this episode?
I want voices. I want fun facts. I have a couple fun facts.
So we get Reggie is back. Obviously, Reggie has been pulled into the scheme as well.
It's so funny.
So Eddie Pepitone is back as Reggie. And last time we saw Reggie was last season, season 8, episode 16. Are you there, Bob? It's me, birthday. Then we get Mr. Huggins is back. So we get George Wallace. We'll get into that storyline in a moment. But let's talk about Angie.
Okay, tell me.
Voiced by Lindsay Stoddart, who, or it could be Stodar. I don't know if it's French. If the name sounds familiar, it's because she's the voice of Logan's mom, Cynthia Bush.
Oh, love.
And also a number of other characters of the series.
She's just like blonde women.
Yeah, but yeah, it'd be funny to go through and see if she's only the blonde woman on the show, which would be hilarious. Eventually, she becomes a writer on the series in season 13 and 14.
You're kidding.
Including seasons 14's Christmas episode, The Nightmare Days Before Christmas, which is such a good episode.
I just fainted.
She's the second voice actor to go on to write episodes after Katie Crown.
Wow. Okay. One, I feel like being handed the Christmas episode is big props. That's really cool. Two, this is just another piece of proof that Bob's is an environment where they're like, you express interest in this, we're going to give you a shot on it. Like, not that she has to prove herself. What I'm saying is they hire within. They're not just like, no. You stay in your lane.
Yeah.
I love that.
I do too. She also voiced Angie Muscatoni in Purple Rain Union from season 4, episode 6.
So all the Angies.
Who was the drummer for the Tatas. Yeah, that's funny. Okay. She's been another Angie on the show. Yeah, just great presence in Bob's Burgers.
I absolutely love that.
Linda mentions her high school friend Monica.
Yes.
Who we actually have met before way back in Gene It On. Season 4, episode 20.
I love that. Oh, they're so good.
Yeah.
Also talking about like good continuity. When the kids are watching TV, the Sofa Queen is on in the background.
When is the Sofa Queen not on in the background? That's what I want to know.
It's true. If you pay attention, that is what the animators go to when the TV is on and they just need something.
Yeah, Sofa Queen. What is your marketing budget?
And
I must know.
It?
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll take it, please.
Please.
We'd love to be on every TV in the background of Bob's. Let's talk about this B story.
Yes.
Teddy and Bob helping Mr. Huggins move a bed. First of all, bad move.
I was just about to say, like, tell me your personal feelings about this, because I feel like I'm more a Teddy and you're more a Bob, and you are within our marriage, you're always like, I love you, but like be less nice to strangers.
Yes. I want to say we've come a long way in the mattress industry where
they come in boxes now.
Now even for you just getting a bed, it's typically like they're not any more expensive than the old heavy mattresses, and you get them in a box and it just deflates and there you go.
Okay, let's back up and remind everybody what the B story is a little bit. Can you explain it to us?
We are moving a mattress or a bed, a full like
mechanical bed.
Yes. My mom used to have one of these.
Why does that not surprise me?
Oh my God. The thing, you're just sitting there and it goes, and lift the bed. You can like fold yourself in half if you want to.
Okay. Your mom had a mechanical bed. You had a water bed. Is there anything else I need to know?
We were heavily influenced by the bed industry, I think, over the course of our lives.
Shame on you for trying to shame people into buying box beds now. You've made every mistake in the book, Max Miller.
It's true, but this is what led me to be a box bed person.
I love it.
Casper, if you wanted to promote on this.
Yeah.
Although we don't have a Casper.
What do we have?
Helix.
We have Helix.
And we love it.
Yes.
They have not paid us to say that. They should, though.
Absolutely love it. Max and I just lay in our bed and we go, do we have the best bed?
That's great.
And we do. All right. So this is such a great B story. We've all been there. How much can you ask a favor of someone? What is the cutoff?
I think there is a spectrum, and it has to do obviously with friendship too, and like how well you know the person, and even like serious friends. There's a limit. There
is, but you also have to add that he's older, so I think you should always help out where you can.
Definitely.
And I have to say something I really liked. First of all, I love Mr. Huggins. I love his voice. I love his character. I think he's really sweet. And he got so many points for me because he says, I think I've asked too much of y'all.
Yeah.
And that makes all the difference.
Yes, the awareness is very important.
Yes. Do you like the reveal of why he's getting a new bed?
I do. I do. I want to see more of the adventures of Mr. Huggins on the dating scene.
I know. I'm like, can I introduce you to my mom? I mean, she's married now, but, you know.
Back then.
Back when
this episode came out, you would have introduced him to your mom.
I love Teddy and Bob's very different dynamic in helping him prepare for this date. Their level of honesty is really funny. I have found a very good continuity moment. We have talked about what an important role music plays on Bob's Burgers. And there's this kind of, is it a ukulele sound? Like,
yeah, it's the ukulele. It's Lauren Bouchard's
the
ukulele.
Sad,
typically.
serious ukulele when you're having like, when Bob in particular, this happens in the movie, this happens in the pilot, when Bob is having a serious thought, normally about his mom or his family, but we hear that this very serious music again, heartwarming music, in this episode too. Do you want to play it?
Mr. Huggins, listen, you're a great guy, I think. I like you less today, but I'm pretty sure you're a great guy.
That's fair enough.
So just be yourself with your new lady friend. Tell her everything you told me and Teddy today, your favorite movies, your favorite foods, but mostly tell her that you're feeling nervous. She'll appreciate your honesty, and it might take away the pressure you're feeling.
Wow. Makes sense. Thank you, Rob.
It's Bob.
What?
Nothing. That's fine. You're welcome. And the robe is sexy.
I love it.
I love it too. Yeah, I love the little like light ukulele strums of Bob's emotional moments.
It's really good advice.
Yeah,
too.
It's great advice.
Yeah.
Bob is everything. Here's a continuity moment for you. The cyclist from Teen Witch is actually back.
No.
When the kids, I think it's when the kids and Gail are driving over to get Linda, and they almost hit a cyclist, and then you see in the background, and it's that poor cyclist who cannot catch a break in this town.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That is brilliant.
For those that don't remember, the cyclist was featured prominently in those end credits because Teddy stole his bike to bring to Mr. Fischoeder's.
Iconic. Which I think brought those credits to a 10. I can't remember, but phenomenal.
Anything else you want to say about this episode, or should we get into the end credits?
Let's get into the end credits.
Okay. The last moments before the end credits are Linda, Gail, and the kids have left Angie's victoriously. Gail has got essential oils plugged into her nostrils. She's getting her fix.
I feel like she stole them too. So I'm like, more power to you ladies. You didn't spend a dime.
I feel like she probably bought them. And we've also got another little potential new Belcher.
Oh, yeah.
Gee, I took Ringo.
Nice. No one will ever catch on.
Louise, did you take the dog?
No. What?
We're taking him back. Let me see him.
Who's your baby?
We'll take him back in an hour. Hey, Inch!
fun.
Okay. Great ending. I love Ringo.
Yes, that is a cute puppy. I love that Linda lets him keep him for a little bit.
Yeah, smart move. Tell me what happens when we go in the end credits. I already saw you grab the sides of your head.
All right, so we have the classic kitchen sequence. The girls are prepping, Bob's prepping in the kitchen. Through the window, we see Mr. Huggins in his confirmed sexy robe doing a little dance. But what is he what music is he dancing to, Max?
Let's see here. How do I put this gently? Quite possibly the most annoying song we've had in an end credit sequence.
Besides
from
I Get a Psych Kick Out of You.
Yeah. This is... We're going to get into it more because obviously it's the whole end credits, but it does bring me back to a time when the end credit sequences weren't as elaborate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not my favorite song, end credit song. Let's just put it that way.
So, and to remind everyone, part of the reason Linda loves Angie is because it's fun to say, "Hi, Ange," which was fun. Very fun.
Briefly.
In the episode.
In the scene, yes.
But let's see how we take to it here.
That is fun.
It's a no for me.
This is not going to be on repeat in this household.
Not on
sure.
loop.
Yeah. But what else is happening, at least visually?
We have Gail, who still has the peppermint oils up her nose, but her arms are flying. It's like a thing. Is she high now?
She might be high, yes.
Yeah, so I like that extra detail.
Yeah. Yeah, these are just people dancing through the window. This also feels like an old school end credit sequence.
Yeah, taking it back.
Yeah,
sure.
So now we got Linda dancing through the window. There'll be more people from this episode dancing through the window. Let's see what else happens and listen to more of the song.
That is fun.
Hey, Ange!
That is fun.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know. I feel like we're just like feeding off of each other's energy. I am not into how this sounds in my ears.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I would love to go back through all the credits and find out how low this song ranks for me, because it is down there.
Yeah.
It's very old school. The burger's put in the window. Linda takes the burger, is off screen. We get an appearance by Reggie dancing.
Which is really fun because you do not expect him to be at that essential oil party, and it's hilarious.
Yeah. And then Gene just comes by in his burger suit.
I feel
the way
like
he normally does.
I love Linda and Gene, but I also have like a really like softer temperament than both of them. So I feel like when the two of them get too loud together in the house, this might feel like what Bob feels.
There's a limit. Yes. There's an amount.
Like, okay, I'm going to go in my room now. I'm sure someone loves this.
Oh, I'm sure, Harry.
Yep.
I am not, and I've said this before, that I'm not a fan of just kind of like pulling dialogue from the show and making a song from it, especially when we've been so spoiled by like songs specifically made for the end credits or
I know, we're spoiled babies.
So spoiled. Like, honestly, again, these are so much more entertaining than any end credits you'd normally sit through. But it does feel like this is one of those end credit sequences where they didn't have the time to make, which is understandable.
Yeah.
It's incredible that they even have the time anyway, but it does feel kind of like thrown together. Should we score them?
Sure.
Okay. We score on a scale of 1 to 10 H's at the end of Tina's
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I am going to give them, and again, I can't think of when my rankings like have been this low.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give it like a 4.5.
Wow.
The song really bothers me.
The song bothers me extremely. I'll give it a 6.
Okay.
Just for Mr.
Is
Huggins.
that 6 question mark?
Yeah.
Okay.
6?
Yeah, I mean, I scored entirely just on like appearances from the characters dancing, and that gets my points, really.
Yeah. I mean, I love seeing everybody in the kitchen. I really don't need to belabor this. I'm cool to like move on with our day.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. There it is.
Oh, for those of y'all who are Patreon members, or you can do this if you're not, you can do this on our Instagram. I really would love to hear your score. So if you are a Patreon member, you can hop on to Discord and we have Credit Score as a channel. Pop in and tell us your score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And otherwise, comment on our carousel that we post with images from this episode, stuff that goes visuals from this episode, which will have like the cyclists and stuff. I'll put that in there.
Oh, I love.
But let us know what you think about these end credits. And yeah, those are the end credits to Lorenzo's Oil. No, Linda's. Thank you everyone for listening. You got all those shout outs earlier. You know what to do. Skylar, is anything you want to say before we get out of here?
I will just say, because the timing is perfect, that our collab with From Pen to Paper Studio has restocked the Linda and Bob
heart keychains,
and there's a Gail and there's Teddy. They sell out quickly. I can't promise they're still up, but go check it out if you did want one, because this weekend is the time.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Stay. I don't know. I got nothing.
This is where you do your thing. Stay
saucy.
Okay, that works.
Love y'all.
The original.